blue team, HR of peanut butter. It took me a while, but I finally got that. And the red team, Bruce Willis was dead the whole time, clearly a reference to his recent remake of Death Wish. In any case, just a few procedural / housekeeping notes. We've had a little trouble with some of the ground rules, so we just want to spell this out again, especially for those who haven't been playing all that much. There is, in the toss-up questions, which is to say the questions, no consulting. So we have two members of the red team in the same camera. They know that we are not to see them talking, we are not to see them consulting. And for everybody else, we're going to be watching to see if anybody, I know this sounds stupid, but we're just trying to be nice and work this out. Make sure your hands don't look like you are Googling or doing anything on the internet. This is just you versus the buzzer. For those of you who may be watching for the first time, the teams do not consult. Whether they're in the same room or separate rooms, it is up to each player to decide whether they want to buzz in on a clue and risk their team's score. That's the ground rules. The only consulting, and this brings me to my second procedural point, is that when and if there's a steal opportunity, we ask the captain and the team that's trying to steal to unmute so we can hear. That's where we do want to hear the conversation. And captains Eric and Matthew, can we hear you say final answer, whatever the final answer is, so that we know what you are, as the captain, choosing as the official response, or if you're going to pass. The words final answer, stolen from another game show, are very useful in that regard. And finally, a reminder to all players that you are limited to a maximum of 2 buzzes each per category. We will try to keep track of that, but what can I tell you? If you buzz in a second time, you will lose that number of points for your team. So a third time, rather. So you have two buzzes per category. Any questions? Any answers? Any ranks?
Any third player join, Bob.
Say what?
We had a third player join here, Zaria.
I see you there. So we have Zahira and Zaria.
Yes.
Can you buzz, Zaria?
Okay.
Can you buzz in so we could check, make sure your buzzers? There you go.
Excellent.
So you, in that camera, we would have to say, are the ZZ top? Get it? Okay.
Matt, you're not in the buzzer room.
He's there. It's just dropped off the actual text listing.
Oh,
it should be good to go.
And again, there's no consulting. Everybody stay muted, and we'll have some fun. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for being here in advance. Our first category, one of my favorites, greatest guitarists as chosen by Rolling Stone. Okay. Greatest guitarists as chosen by Rolling Stone for 1 point. The winner and still number 1, This Purple Hazer. The winner, Matthew.
Prince.
That's incorrect. A break for the blue team. Consult on this. The winner and still number 1, This Purple Hazer.
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, final answer, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix is right, yeah. The Purple Rainer would have been Prince. But I kind of agree with you. I think Prince was the best. Here we go, but it's not up to me. Here we go, 2 points. Greatest guitarist. I saw this top-ranked Beatle standing there at number 11, and that's saying, Mike?
George Harrison.
Something, yes. George Harrison is correct for 2 points. For 3 points. Though dazed and confused, this Zepp Axeman climbed a stairway to the number 3 spot. Though dazed and confused, this Zepp, Mike.
Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page is right, and you are out of the category. We get the gesture that says, I'm out. Very good. 4 points. This Rock Pioneer was good, that's Goode, enough to finish at Sweet Little 7. This Rock Pioneer was good enough, that's Goode, to finish at Sweet Little 7. 5 seconds. Mike, I bet you know. Go ahead. No points, but go ahead.
Is it Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good. Yes, Chuck Berry is right. Finally, for 5 points, Mike's still out of this one. The Cream didn't quite rise to the top. This guitarist floated up to number 2 on the list. Eric.
Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton is correct. Okay. Now we go to literary adjectives. Literary adjectives. For 1 point. 8 letters. If a psychoanalyst's slip is showing, it's probably this kind. Duncan.
Freudian.
Freudian slip is right for 1 point. 2 points, literary adjectives. 8 letters. A type of bargain with the devil, named for a man who made such a deal. A type of bargain with the devil, named for a man, Michael.
Faustian.
Faustian is the literary adjective. Faust made that bargain. For 3 points. 7 letters pertaining to poet George Gordon. 7 letters pertaining to poet George Gordon. 5 seconds. Michael.
Byronic.
Byronic. Yes, George Gordon was Lord Byron, and that's right. And you are out of the clue, out of the category, I believe. If I'm ever wrong on that, by the way, I'm just sorry. I'm just trying. Don't shoot the piano player. He's doing the best he can. Okay, for 4 points. 10 letters. After the author of A Hunger Artist, it means marked by surreal distortion. 10 letters. After the author of A Hunger Artist, it means marked by surreal distortion. 5 seconds. Time. Anybody?
Kafkaesque.
Kafkaesque is what we were looking for. Kafkaesque. Oh, we have 2 Michaels. Oh dear. Well, no wonder I'm getting a little confused. Well, you guys sorted out. Remember, 2 buzzes max per category. Okay. Finally, for 10 points, that was yes. Kafkaesque was what we were looking for. Literary adjective, 7 letters. Adjective for works like Arms and the Man. 7 letters. Adjective for works like Arms and the Man. 5 seconds. Time. Dan, Kathleen?
I got nothing.
Shavian.
Shavian is right, yes.
I'll go with Shavian, Bob.
Shavian is right. You're shaving a few points off the score, I see. Okay. So now we go to state the national park. As you might guess, I'll give you the national park. You tell us the state, please. For 1 point, Petrified Forest National Park. Petrified Forest National Park. Time. That one's in Arizona. Arizona. For 2 points. North Cascades National Park. North Cascades National Park. Time. Dan, you know this one? Kathleen?
I would say Washington.
Washington, you'd be right. And that was a triple stumper on the show. Nicely done. Oh, we're racking up the points in this category. State the national park for 3. Zion National Park. Zion National Park. Michael.
Utah.
Utah is right for 3 points. Hey, we got one. For 4 points. Hot Springs National Park. Hot Springs National Park? Zaria?
Colorado?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Blue team, you want to take a stab at it? Hot Springs National Park.
Does anybody know where that is? It sounds like it's like Wyoming or something, but I don't know. Christian, you want to pass?
I think it's Arkansas, but I don't want to.
Hot Springs, yeah. There's Hot Springs, Arkansas. That is true.
How 4 points? No, I mean,
Pass it.
Yeah,
pass.
pass.
You're passing.
Passing. Well, it was Arkansas. Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Sorry.
Okay. Finally, for 5 points in State the National Park. Lassen Volcanic National Park. Lassen Volcanic National Park. Time. I think they thought people would buzz in. It was a triple stumper. I think they thought people would buzz in and say Hawaii, but it's actually California. Lassen Volcanic is in California. All right, we're well rid of that one. We go on to abbreviations. Listen to how I said that. Abbreviations. Each of the clues is going to have something to do with the letters VA. You'll get the hang of it, I assure you. For 1 point. In naval ranks, capital V, capital A. In naval ranks, capital V, capital A. Matthew,
Vice Admiral?
say again.
Vice Admiral?
Vice Admiral, right? Admirable. That was an admirable guess. Yes, Vice Admiral is correct. That's the VA for 1 point. For 2 points, abbreviations. Named for a tutor, capital V, capital A. Named for a tutor, capital V, capital A. 5 seconds. Time. Which state was named for a tutor? Virginia. That's the VA. Virginia is what we were looking for. Okay, VA for 3 points. A British Order of Knighthood, capital V, capital A. A British Order of Knighthood, capital V, capital A. Time. That is the Victoria and Albert. Victoria and Albert, VA. Okay, I tell you, this is a hard board. For 4 points, but we're learning stuff. 4 points. In an international internet domain name, .va. In an international internet domain name, .va. Go ahead, Dan. Kathleen, take a stab at it.
Vienna.
Nope.
Veterans Affairs.
Nope.
Got nothing.
Vietnam.
Nope. That is the domain name for the Vatican. The Vatican. Pope Francis at Vatican.va. Okay. Finally, for 5 points. In optometry, V/A. In optometry, V/A. Time. Dan, Kathleen?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Visual aid.
Nope. And it's not vitreous aquea either, which somebody guessed on the show. Oh, it was a triple stumper. V/A in optometry means visual acuity. Visual acuity. All right, well, we're well rid of that one. Maybe we'll do better with notable Hungarians. This is like almost comical. Notable Hungarians. All right, hang on 1 second. Yep. Okay. Notable Hungarians for 1 point. Born Erich Weiss in Budapest, He took his stage name from a French magician. Born Erich Weiss in Budapest, he took his stage name from a French magician. Time. He took his name from the magician Robert Houdin, and he became Harry Houdini. Houdini was the famous Hungarian. Famous, but apparently not famous for being Hungarian. Here we go for 2 points. A music academy in Budapest is named for this pianist and composer who founded it in 1875. A music academy in Budapest is named for this pianist and composer who founded it in 1875. Time? No, it's Franz Liszt. Franz Liszt for 3 points. He has been called, quote, the real Dr. Strangelove, unquote, as well as, quote, the father of the H-bomb. He has been called the real Dr. Strangelove as well as the father of the H-bomb. No buzzing. Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one too. That's Edward Teller. Edward Teller is the father of the H-bomb. Let's see how we do with this one for 4 points. Beginning with his first guidebook, 1936, On the Continent, he revolutionized the travel publishing industry. Beginning with his first guidebook, 1936, On the Continent, he revolutionized the travel publishing industry. Time. Dan, you're a traveler. You must have run into this name.
Frommer.
No, you're in
No
the right
idea.
ballpark, though.
I don't know.
It was Eugene Fodor, F-O-D-O-R. You think, oh, Fodor. Yeah, you've seen that on a lot of guidebooks. Finally, for 10 points. After moving to America, he directed such film classics as Casablanca and Mildred Pierce. Michael.
Unmute.
Michael Curtiz.
Michael Curtiz is right. That was a triple stumper on the show.
And Bob, that was 5 points, not 10.
5 points. I'm sorry. Yes, 5 points. Michael Curtiz is right for 5 points. Okay. Our next category is medical talk. Medical talk for 1 point. Bleeding from here, sometimes caused by dry air, is called epistaxis. Bleeding from here, sometimes caused by dry air, is called epistaxis. Mike.
Skin.
Incorrect. Break for the red team. You can unmute and consult. Bleeding from here, sometimes caused by dry air, is called epistaxis.
Could it be maybe it's probably the nose?
The nose.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yeah.
The nose is correct. Epistaxis is bleeding from the nose. Okay. Medical talk for 4. By the way, that does not count as a buzz. A steal.
Are we in the second? Are we in the second round or are we?
No, first round. That's just 1
2.
point.
Okay. Now
No.
it's 2.
All right, 2 points. Here we go. Sorry, 2 points. An ectopic pregnancy occurs when the fertilized egg implants outside of this hollow organ. An ectopic pregnancy occurs when the fertilized Zahira.
The fallopian tube?
Nope. Over to the blue team. Nice try, but here we go. An ectopic pregnancy occurs when the fertilized egg implants outside of this hollow organ.
Okay, guys. Uterus or womb? Uterus or womb?
The fallopian tube was a good guess, but I don't know. I would pass on this.
Duncan, do you have any strong
It's gotta
feelings?
be uterus.
Uterus? You know what? Final answer, uterus.
Uterus is correct.
Oh.
Fallopian tube was a good guess.
That's where it
Okay.
is the fallopian tube, right?
For 3 points. Oh, I didn't know this. Otitis externa. Otitis externa is the medical term for this, in quotes, sporty condition, an infection often caused by polluted water. Otitis externa is the medical term for this sporty condition, an infection. Michael Graham?
Swimmer's ear.
Swimmer's ear is correct. For 4 points. Hordeolum, Hordeolum. Hordeolum is another name for this, a 3-letter term for an abscess occurring on the edge of the eyelid. Hordeolum. Zahira.
Sty.
A sty is right for 4 points. Finally, for 5 points in medical terms. Synonyms for it are pollex and digitus primus. Synonyms for it are pollex and digitus primus. Alexi?
Warts?
Nope.
No.
No, sorry. Blue team, want to take a stab? Synonyms for it are pollex and digitus primus.
Anyone?
Thumb or forefinger.
Pollux, I can't. It just blanked out of me. I don't know.
Duncan, do you?
I mean, it's digit, but like I don't have a good guess here.
Michael Graham, do you?
I don't feel strongly about thumb or forefinger, either one, so no.
Final answer is pass. Or pass. Just pass. Or passing.
It's thumb.
I would have given a different answer from New Jersey.
Yes, in New Jersey, there's a different digitus primus. I agree, but I don't know the medical term for it, so that wouldn't have been right. Okay, teams. The red team is still trying to, and that was a hard board. The red team's at -6, the blue team 29, but there's lots of points ahead, and at least we know there won't be a tie at the end because one team has an odd number and the other has an even. So, or is that so? Yeah, for sure. Okay, here we go. Our first oh, all right. There's a link between these, but it shouldn't make any difference to you. Our first clue is hard times. Hard times.
Are we in double?
We are in double.
Okay.
2 points. Hard times. Good luck, teams, for 2 points. A recession in the United States was caused in part by the 1802 Treaty of Amiens, bringing peace between France and this signing nation. A recession in the U.S. was caused in part by the 1802 Treaty of Amiens, bringing peace between France and this signing nation. Mike Cirillo.
I'll take a stab at it. Spain.
Incorrect. Red team want to try for 2 points. A recession in the U.S. was caused in part by the 1802 Treaty of Amiens, bringing peace between France and this signing nation.
We're gonna pass.
Yeah.
It was Great Britain. Great Britain signed the Treaty of Amiens with France. Okay, for 4 points. The Panic of 1873 was partly caused by overinvestment in this form of transportation, such as the Northern Pacific Line. The Panic, Mike Cirillo?
Railroads.
Railroads is right for 4 points. Yep. Hard times for 6. The economic contraction known as the Panic of 1907 led Congress to create this system in 1913. The economic contraction known as the Panic of 1907 led Congress to create this system in 1913. Time. Dan? Kathleen?
Unemployment?
No.
Don't know.
The Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve system came in 1913. Okay, for 4 points. Oh, I'm sorry, for 8 points. This is the second round. 8 points. When land prices and farm prices collapsed in 1887, farmers demanded the unlimited or free, in quotes, free coinage of this metal. When land prices and farm prices collapsed in 1887, farmers demanded the unlimited or free coinage of this metal. Time.
Silver?
Silver, yeah, the free silver movement was pretty big there towards the end of the 19th century. Silver is correct. Finally, for 10 points, the crisis of 2008 brought forth the TARP program to buy up MBS, short for these not so secure securities. The crisis of 2008 brought forth the TARP program to buy up MBS, short for these not so secure securities. MBS. Time. Dan, Kathleen?
Mortgage-backed securities.
Yes, MBS, mortgage-backed is what we were looking for. All right, we go from Hard Times to Bleak House. And if you're a Dickens fan, you're getting the idea of what's linking these. Bleak House for 2 points. Your house won't be bleak for long if it has a Rialto luxury lift power recliner from this hyphenated company. Your house won't be bleak for long if it has a Rialto luxury. Eric.
Lazy Boy.
Lazy Boy is correct for 2 points. Lazy Boy or Lazy Boy. I know it's Lazy Boy, but it always looks like Lazy Boy to me. For 4 points in Bleak House. Why not try an apron front or tie-in style if you have everything but this 2-word item? Everything but in quotes. Why not try an apron front or tile-in style if you have everything but this 2-word item? Eric.
Kitchen sink.
The kitchen sink was the 2-word item. Everything but the kitchen sink. Apron front or tile in. Eric, you're out of this category as we go into 6 points. Svelvik, Malm, or Nivoli bed frame from this company will make sure you don't dread your bed. Mike?
My favorite place on earth, IKEA.
IKEA is right. IKEA. For 8 points. Perk up a drab bathroom with this type of tub, named for a distinctive feature of an extremity of many creatures such as birds and lizards. Matthew.
Cloth tub.
Claw or clawfoot tub is correct for 10 points, and the red team's out of the minus column. Okay, keep it up, please. For 10 points. Your doors need zing. How about these side-by-side doors, aka casement doors with glass panes down their length? Your doors need zing. How about these side-by-side doors, aka casement doors with glass panes down their length? 5 seconds. Time. Kathleen, Dan?
French.
French doors, yes. Those are called French doors. Okay, now I need everybody to take pencil and paper or something and write down the word Oliver, please. O-L-I-V-E-R. You'll write down the word Oliver. O-L-I-V.
I've never seen so many people scramble for a piece of paper.
Oliver. The category is Oliver Twist. And the twist is that each correct response will be a short word made from the letters in Oliver. Okay, so I feel that everybody will have a fairer shot if you're all looking at the word Oliver. And the twist is these are going to be short words made from some of the letters, not all of them, but some of the letters. They'll come out of that word. For instance, for 2 points, The eggs of fish or crustaceans? The eggs of fish or crustaceans? Duncan.
It's row.
Duncan got the hang of it. Roe. R-O-E are letters in Oliver. Very good, Duncan. For 4 points. In one syllable. Disgusting. In Michael. Vile is the word for 4 points. 6 points. The only astrological sign that fits. Duncan.
Leo.
Leo is correct for 6 points. For 8 points. For you contestants to quiz me would be this type of reversal. For you contestants to quiz me would be this type of reversal. Zahira.
Roll.
Role reversal is right for 8 points. Finally, for 10 points. To disturb and make cloudy by stirring up sediment. Michael Graham.
Royal.
Royal or Ryle? Yeah, we would have taken either one, Ryle or Royal. Okay, the red team is in the black now, but it's still a little lopsided. Blue team 65, red team 10, but there's lots of points left. Get aggressive with that buzzer and you might make up some ground. Our next category, a twist on Dickens, is Our Mutual Fiend. Our Mutual Fiend for 2 points. In 1961, Betty Lou Gerson voiced this villainess in the original 101 Dalmatians. Glenn Close, Michael Graham.
Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil. Glenn Close got the role in 1996. That was the Fiend. For 4 points. On film, this brutal captain was played by Charles Laughton, Trevor Howard, and Anthony Hopkins. On film, this brutal captain was played by Charles Laughton, Trevor Howard, and Anthony Hopkins. Alexi.
Like Blackbeard?
No, that's incorrect. Blue team. On film, this brutal captain was played by Charles Laughton, Trevor Howard, and Anthony Hopkins.
Did they ever make a Moby Dick movie?
No, it's a Mutiny on the Bounty question. I just can't remember his name. So Fletcher Christian and Captain. I want to say Bly, but I don't know.
It's okay.
If you're unsure, we'll pass.
It's okay to not know. We will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, it was Captain Bligh.
Hell.
Okay, Michael should be more.
Come on, Michael.
Well, look, at least he didn't guess Captain Crunch, right? So, all right. For 6 points, here we go. Only 4 points. For 6 points. Arnold Schwarzenegger first met this fiend in 1987. Danny Glover and Adrian Brody came later. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Alexi.
The Predator?
Predator is right for 6 points. Our Mutual Fiend for 8. Hayden Christensen and Jake Lloyd both played the character who would grow up to be this fiend. Mike Cirillo.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader is right for 8 points. And finally, for 10 points, in Our Mutual Fiend, Donald Pleasance, Max von Sydow, and Telly Savalas all played this nemesis of MI6. Donald Pleasance, Max von Sydow, and Telly Savalas. Mike Cirillo.
Blofeld.
Ernst Stavro Blofeld is right for 10 points. Telly Savalas, my first acting teacher when I was a kid. Get me drunk, and I'll tell you the story sometime. Okay. All right, we go now.
That is a challenge I'm willing to accept, Bob.
We go now from Oliver Twist and Our Mutual Fiend to the Quick Pick Papers. The Quick Pick Papers. Yes, this is all about lottery tickets. For 2 points, put the word back in front of this type of instant lottery ticket, and you get an item that helps you get to hard to reach spots. Put back, the word back. Michael Graham.
Scratcher.
Scratcher is right. Back scratcher. That's the ticket we were looking for. The quick pick papers for 4. Vegas's Silverton is one of the casinos with a lounge for this lottery type game. Pick the right numbers and you can win big. Vegas's Silverton is one of the casinos with a lounge for this lottery type game. Eric.
Keno?
Keno is correct for 4 points. Quick pick for 6. The Irish sweepstakes combined lottery drawings with this other sport. The Irish sweepstakes combined lottery drawings with this other sport. Time. They have lottery drawings combined with horse racing. Horse racing. For 8 points. Lotteries helped establish several U.S. schools, including New York City's King's College, which is now called this. Lotteries helped establish, Eric?
Brooklyn College.
Incorrect. Break for the red team. You may consult on this one. I'll repeat it. Lotteries helped establish several U.S. schools, including New York City's King's College, now called this.
Alexia, do you have any idea? We don't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're gonna pass then, Bob.
Okay. That was a good guess, Eric, because Kings County is the other name for Brooklyn, but King's College became Columbia University. Finally, for 10 points. As a legislator in Massachusetts from 1827 to 1837, this educator acted to get lottery ticket sales banned. As a legislator in Massachusetts from 1827 to 1837, this educator acted to get lottery ticket sales banned. Dan, Kathleen?
No idea.
Nothing.
He had a school name for him too, Horace Mann. Horace Mann. Okay, our final category is the Charles Dickens Bicentennial, which, as everyone knows, took place in 2012. And here we go for 2 points. The Dickens on Screen Festival showed the 1951 Christmas Carol film adaptation with Alastair Sim as this character. The Dickens on Screen Festival showed the 1951 Christmas Carol adaptation with Alastair Sim as this character. Michael Graham?
Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge is correct for 2 points. The British, even at the bicentennial, the British even celebrated the April 2nd bicentennial of John Forster, who had this role repping Dickens to publishers. The British even celebrated the April 2nd bicentennial of John Forster, who had this role repping Dickens to publishers. Matthew?
Agent?
Yes, it was his literary agent is correct for 6 points. For 4 points, sorry, 4 points. For 6 points. On the big day of the bicentennial, February 7th, Prince Charles and Ralph Fiennes paid tribute at this London burial site. On the big day, February 7th, Prince Charles and Ralph Fiennes paid tribute at this London burial site. Time. He is buried, like many another literary figure, in Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey. For 8. This title boy and Mr. Micawber appeared on stage at the theater where the pinball wizard scene in Tommy was filmed. This title boy and Mr. Micawber appeared on stage at this theater where the, not this theater, at the theater where the Pinball Wizard scene was filmed. This title boy. Michael.
David Copperfield?
That's the title boy, David Copperfield, yes, for 8 points. And finally, for 10 points, this city, named for its harbor entrance location, recreated the dance at which Elizabeth Dickens' water broke. This city, named for its harbor entrance location, recreated the dance at which Elizabeth Dickens' water broke. Time. This was a really hard game. Anyway, the answer was the harbor entrance was Portsmouth was the city, and quite the runaway for the blue team, which wins with 93-16. I hope we'll learn something because these were really hard.
It was tough.
Yeah,
Those were
we
tough
did.
categories.
This was a tough,
Yes, sir.
tough game.